The Empire's outer sensor station floated in silence above a dead moon. For years, nothing unusual had ever passed by. It was just a routine watch post, mostly ignored. But today, something strange happened. An alarm beeped once, then twice, then it screamed. Lieutenant Farland jumped from his chair. His eyes scanned the glowing screen. Unknown object detected, the machine said. Direction, forbidden zone, speed, extreme. Commander Varrock entered the control room annoyed. What now, Lieutenant? Another asteroid playing games? No, sir. This is something else. Farland's voice shook. The object is moving too fast. Its path is straight. Perfect. Like it knows exactly where it's going. Varrock walked closer, arms crossed. Show me. The main screen lit up. A silver dot moved through space, glowing faintly. Its shape was clear, long, sharp, not natural. Not a rock. Not a comet. A ship. Varrock frowned. What ship is this? Scan its signature. Farland typed quickly. The machine paused, then gave an answer that made the whole room quiet. Yunan Regi ISTEORED Human Vessel DTCTED. The room fell silent. One of the younger officers even stopped breathing for a second. Impossible, Varrock said, his voice low. Humans were destroyed 100 years ago. Their systems were wiped clean. We erased them. Farland whispered, Then what is that? Varrock stared at the screen. A trick. It must be old tech. Maybe a lost drone. Send a warning beacon. Tell it to stop. They sent the message. A standard Empire command. You are entering restricted space. Turn back or be destroyed. The ship didn't slow down. Instead, it did something impossible, it answered. Text appeared on the screen. Clean, sharp, and written in perfect Imperial standard. We remember everything. Gasps filled the room. Commander Varrock stepped back. Who's controlling this? No one had an answer. The Emperor was informed within minutes. In the royal palace, deep inside the capital planet, the news spread fast. Advisors ran, generals shouted, but the Emperor said nothing. His old eyes stared at the words on the screen again and again. We remember everything. He stood up slowly. Prepare Level 7 protocol. Level 7? His guard said, confused. That's for ancient threats. For extinction-level events. The Emperor nodded, exactly. Back at the sensor station, the unknown ship moved forward. Calm, silent. Nothing blocked its path. Farland whispered, Sir, it's entering the forbidden zone. Varrock's mouth went dry. That area was not just restricted. It was hidden, secret even from most of the military. Only top-level officials knew what was buried there. Strange wreckage. Old tech. And the past the Empire had tried to bury. Call for backup. Varrock ordered. Get ships here. Now. But before the call could finish, the screen changed again. The ship had stopped. Floating above the forbidden zone, it simply waited. No lights blinked. No signals. Just silence. And then, without warning, it sent another message. This time it came with sound. The voice was human. Calm. Cold. I'm not here for war. Not yet. I came to see what you've hidden. What you tried to erase. I came for the truth. Shut it off, Varrock shouted. But the signal didn't stop. The voice continued. You thought we were gone. But we watched. We waited. Now we return not as survivors, but as something more. The screen faded to black. Only one word stayed. REVENNT. The crew didn't speak. They didn't move. Even Varrock stood frozen, the color gone from his face. In the capital, the Emperor sat alone in his chamber. A long-forgotten memory returned to him. An image of a burning planet, of human ships fighting to the last breath, and of one ship that disappeared before the final battle. We didn't kill them all, he whispered. His hands trembled as he reached for the red foam that hadn't rung in 50 years. The Empire's military council gathered in the war room deep inside the capital fortress. Thick steel walls, red lights, and dozens of screens surrounded them. For the first time in decades, there was panic. Everyone was talking, fast, nervous, afraid. But when the Emperor entered, silence fell like a heavy curtain. He looked at them, then at the image on the main screen. The human warship, still floating in restricted space, calm as a ghost. "We all saw the message," the Emperor said. "We all heard the voice. This is no error. This is not a trick. Humanity has returned." One young general, bold and foolish, laughed. "Your Majesty, this must be some scavenger ship using human tech. A fake. A shadow." The Emperor's eyes narrowed. "Then why did it speak of Revenant?" The room froze again. Only a few people in the entire Empire knew that name. It was not in public records. It was hidden, buried under layers of security. Even the highest officers had no access. General Yoren, an old war veteran, stood slowly. His face was pale. "I was there," he said. "I fought in the last human war. You children were still in training rooms. You didn't see them fight. You didn't see what they became." The room listened in silence. Humans were clever. But more than that, they were furious. We took their worlds, burned their skies. Still, they never surrendered. Even when we thought we had won, they vanished into deep space. Some said they escaped. Others said they died. General Yoren looked at the screen again. But they didn't die. They changed. The Emperor nodded slowly. "The Revenant project was our mistake." He turned to a secret panel in the wall. With a hand scan, it slid open. Inside was a locked file, untouched for 100 years. "Project Revenant was created by our top scientists," the Emperor said. "We captured a group of human survivors. We wanted to study them, improve ourselves using their DNA, their minds, make something better, stronger." One officer stepped back. "We experimented on them." "We did worse," the Emperor said. "We tried to clone them. The result was chaos. Most died, but a few survived. They became something else. Half human, half machine. Cold, silent, smarter than anything we'd seen. And one escaped," General Yoren finished. "That's the one out there now." The war room went quiet again. Meanwhile, at the edge of the Forbidden Zone, the unknown human ship still hovered. It didn't move. It didn't attack. It just waited. Empire ships had arrived. 3 small destroyers. They kept their distance, weapons armed, but made no move. Inside the warship, there was no crew. Only one figure sat in the command chair. His name was Rel. He wasn't fully human anymore. His body was a mix of flesh and machine. His thoughts moved faster than any computer. His heart no longer beat like a normal man's. He didn't need sleep, food, or air. He'd only needed answers. Rel's eyes glowed softly as he scanned the area. Old signals floated through space, remnants of the Empire's forgotten labs. Some of them had been his prison. His voice echoed through the silence. "Show me what they buried." The warship responded. Drones launched, flying silently toward the moon below. They began scanning for hidden structures, old vaults, locked data cores. Back in the Empire war room, a new alert came through. "Sir," shouted a technician, "the warship has started scanning the moon. It's searching for something." "Block it," a general ordered. "We can't," the technician replied. "It already bypassed our systems." Another officer turned. "Should we attack?" The Emperor shook his head. "Not yet. We don't know what it's looking for." Across the galaxy, other species began to notice. News of a human warship in restricted space spread like wildfire. Most didn't believe it. Some remembered old stories of battles so terrible that stars went dark, of humans who died with a smile. Some stayed silent. Others began to prepare. Because if the humans were truly back, The balance of power would change. Forever. The Imperial moon base under the Forbidden Zone had been sealed for 90 years. No one visited it. No one spoke about it. It didn't appear on any maps. Even top Empire officers thought it was a myth. But now the doors were opening again. Under the silver light of the dead moon, Rel's drones moved silently. They cut through thick steel, disabled ancient locks, and uncovered hidden tunnels. They found rusted signs with warnings in red. Experimental Zone, Do Not Enter. REVNANT Danger Level, Black. Rel watched from his warship, his eyes cold and unreadable. He remembered this place. They had called him Subject 12. He called it Hell. At the Empire War Room, alarms began to ring. "Sir, the vault is being opened." An officer shouted. "He's breaking into the Black Level lab." The Emperor's face tightened. That vault was sealed for a reason. If he unlocks the full data, he'll know everything. General Yorn stepped forward. "Then we stop him. We attack now." "No," the Emperor said. "Not with a few ships. You saw what he is. He's not just a survivor. He's an echo of our worst mistake. We need the Dread Fleet." Everyone in the room turned. The Dread Fleet was the Empire's most powerful force. Ships the size of cities. Weapons that could split moons. It hadn't moved in over 50 years. "The Dread Fleet will wake," the Emperor said coldly. "Because if we don't stop him here, others will follow." Across the stars, whispers spread like fire. On the trade worlds, old veterans began telling stories again. "Humanity," one alien said at a smoky bar. "I thought they were gone." "No," said another. "I saw the footage. It's real. The voice, the ship, the name." That name was now being spoken in fear. Revenant. Some remembered that name from old war files, others from forbidden books. The Revenant were not just soldiers. They were survivors remade by hate and science. They didn't forget. They didn't forgive. And one had returned. On the moon deep underground, Rel walked alone. The lab was cold, filled with broken machines, shattered glass, and the dried blood of the past. His boots echoed in the hallway. He passed a room where screams once filled the air. Another where he lost his arm. Another where they changed his mind. He stopped at a black door marked REVENANT Cora, Level 0. It opened. Inside was a single terminal, still working, still alive. He placed his hand on the panel. The system scanned him, recognized him. "Welcome back, Subject 12. Files unlocked. Memories played on the walls. Rel saw images of the experiments, his friends, the betrayal, the Empire's lies. And he saw the list. Revenant Class, 01 to 12. His name was last. But one name above his made his hands tighten into fists. Subject 01, call sign Lyra. His sister. He had thought she died in the breakout, but the data said otherwise. She escaped first. She vanished into deep space, and now Rel knew. He wasn't the only one. Back on the surface, the sky shook. The Empire's Dread Fleet arrived. 10 massive warships, walls of guns, engines that roared like gods. They surrounded the moon like metal giants. Inside the lead ship, Admiral Karex gave the order. Target the unknown warship. Lock weapons. But before the guns could fire, something happened. The human warship moved. Fast. Too fast. In 1 second, it vanished from every radar. And then appeared right behind the lead ship. Rel's voice echoed across every Imperial channel. "You erased us. You called us myths. But we remember everything." Then he spoke one word. A name. Not his. Lyra. In the war room, the Emperor froze. "Lyra," he whispered. "No, she was never found." General Yoren turned pale. "If she's still alive." The Emperor finished the sentence for him. "Then this isn't the end. It's the beginning." End of Part 3 Hook. Back on the warship, Rel opened a private message. It was old. Years old. A voice recording. Rel, if you find this, I'm still out here. I'm still fighting, find me. Rel's eyes burned brighter. I will. Rel stood in silence on the bridge of his warship. The message from Lyra echoed in his mind again and again. Rel, if you find this, I'm still out here. I'm still fighting, find me. He never thought he would hear her voice again. His sister had vanished during the escape. Everyone thought she was dead. But now, after so many years, she was alive, somewhere. And that changed everything. The Empire's dread fleet had surrounded the moon, ready for war. But they were afraid. They watched Rel's warship from a distance. No one dared attack after what he just did, jumping behind the lead dreadnought like it was a toy. Inside the command ship, Admiral Karak stared at the screen. That was impossible, he said. He moved faster than light. No signal. No warning. One officer whispered, "It's not a ship. It's something else." Karax turned to his crew. "He's looking for something. Or someone." The Emperor's voice came through the secure line. "He's looking for Lyra. Find her before he does." In a forgotten corner of the galaxy, deep in outlaw space, Lyra was still alive. She had changed. Like Rel, her body was no longer fully human. Her left arm was a weapon. Her right eye glowed blue. But her spirit was strong, her mind sharp, and her mission clear. She had been hiding for years, watching, waiting. She had her own warship, smaller than Rel's, but just as deadly. She called it Shadowfall. Lyra sat in the captain's chair, eyes fixed on her map. She watched the movement of Empire ships. She saw something that made her stop. The moon vault, the forbidden zone. Rel? She stood slowly. "He made it," she whispered. "He's alive." Rel wasn't wasting time. Using the data from the old lab, he tracked the last known coordinates of Lyra's escape ship. The path was clear. It led toward outlaw space. A dangerous place ruled by criminals, pirates, and ex-soldiers who no longer followed any law. Perfect for someone like her. He sent a signal. A simple one. "I'm coming." In outlaw space, that message didn't go unnoticed. Old satellites picked it up. Traders heard the signal. Pirates laughed about it, until one of their ships got too close and vanished. They stopped laughing. Then one of the galaxy's most feared pirate lords received a visitor. Not in person. A voice. In the middle of the ship, the lights turned red. The screens flashed. Then came the message. "She's mine. Stay away." Back in the Empire, panic was growing. "He's going into outlaw space," General Yoren said. "We can't follow him there." The Emperor stared at the map. "We don't need to. We just need her. She's been gone for decades." Then offer a reward. "Every bounty hunter in the galaxy will search for her, dead or alive." But Lyra had already seen it coming. From her base on a hidden planet, she launched Shadowfall into deep space. Quiet, fast, invisible. She couldn't hide anymore. If Rel was alive, if the Empire was moving again, then the time had come. Time to fight back. Hours later, Rel reached the edge of outlaw space. It was dark, silent, full of broken ships and floating debris. But he wasn't alone. 6 bounty hunter ships dropped out of warp, blocking his path. They didn't speak. They opened fire. Rel didn't move his ship. Not at first. He simply said, "You were warned." In 3 seconds, the enemy ships were gone. Burning wrecks in the black sky. And far away, in her ship, Lyra smiled. "That's my brother." She opened a private channel. "Rel, I hope you're ready. Because this galaxy forgot what we are. Let's remind them." End of Part 4 Hook. On the Empire's main fleet, a report came in. "Sir, we found her. A matching warship just activated near Sector 9. The Emperor stood. Send everything. This time, We don't take prisoners. The Empire moved fast. Within hours, 3 war fleets were sent towards Sector 9. The Emperor's order was clear. Destroy the Shadowfall. Bring me the girl, dead or alive. To most, Lyra was just a myth, a ghost from a war long forgotten. But the Emperor remembered. She wasn't just another soldier. She was the key to everything the Empire feared. Rel saw the trap from far away. He had followed her signal through outlaw space, crossing dead stars and wrecked moons. But when he reached Sector 9, something felt wrong. His warship slowed. His scanners picked up dozens of hidden ships, Empire signatures, massive power readings. "It's a trap," he said quietly. Then he saw her. Lyra's ship, the Shadowfall, was floating in the middle of the sector. No movement, no lights. It looked broken, drifting. But Rel knew it as sister. She never gave up. She never stopped fighting. Which meant this wasn't a trap for him. It was her trap for them. Inside the Shadowfall, Lyra waited. Her fingers hovered above the weapon controls. The Empire ships began to surround her. They moved slow, like hunters closing in on a wounded beast. One of the commanders sent a message. "Lyra of Earth, surrender now. You are outnumbered. This is your last chance." Lyra smiled slightly. "No, this is yours." She pressed the button. The sky exploded. From the dark rocks around her, hidden cannons rose and fired. Asteroids lit up, revealing massive turrets, cloaked ships, and mines. The Empire ships were caught in the crossfire. Flames filled space. Half the fleet was gone in seconds. The others scattered, trying to escape. And then, from the shadows behind them, Rel's warship arrived. Rel didn't say a word. He just attacked. His ship moved like lightning. Lasers, missiles, energy blasts, everything fired at once. The remaining Empire ships couldn't keep up. Their shields fell. Their engines failed. One by one, they fell like metal rain. In minutes, the battle was over. Lyra opened her comms. "You always did have perfect timing." Rel answered, "You always did love a dramatic entrance." They didn't need many words. They had waited years for this moment. Now they were together again. Back at the Imperial War Room, silence filled the air. The Emperor listened to the battle report. 127 ships lost. 2 full dreadnoughts destroyed. Rel and Lyra escaped. His hands curled into fists. "This is no longer a hunt," he said. "This is war." Elsewhere across the galaxy, others were watching. Rebel cells. Old war veterans. Outlaws who once served Earth. The footage of the battle in Sector 9 spread like wildfire. 2 human warships against an entire fleet, and they won. For the first time in years, hope returned. Some whispered, "The Revenants have returned." Others said, "Earth's warriors are back." But one message was clear. The Empire is not invincible. Later, aboard the Shadowfall, Rel and Lyra sat across from each other. They didn't speak much. They didn't need to. Finally, Lyra broke the silence. "They'll come again. Bigger fleet, stronger weapons." Rel nodded. "Then we hit first. We don't have an army." "Not yet." Lyra smiled. "You're thinking like a soldier again." "No," Rel said. "I'm thinking like a revenant." End of Part 5. Hook. Somewhere deep in Empire space, a secret chamber opened. Inside stood a tall figure in black armor, frozen behind glass. A scientist spoke into a recorder. "Project Revenant 01, status, awakening." The figure's eyes opened, cold, burning with rage. The screen blinked. "Name, Lyra." Classified. The galaxy was holding its breath. Every channel, every hidden rebel base, every outlaw crew. They were all watching the same thing. 2 human warships had destroyed an entire Imperial fleet. And now, the Empire was angry. Inside the Imperial throne room, the Emperor stood tall, cold still. Before him, rows of black-armored warriors waited. Their armor shimmered with ancient tech. Their eyes glowed with red fire. They were not soldiers. They were experiments, revenants. Clones of Earth's best warriors, built from stolen DNA and twisted by science. At the front of the line stood one figure taller than the rest. Her face looked just like Lyra. But her eyes were dead. The Emperor spoke slowly. "You are the Empire's final weapon. Find them. Burn them. Erase their legacy." Meanwhile, on a hidden moon, Rel and Lyra met with old allies. Outlaws, former rebels, even some ex-Imperial captains who hated what the Empire had become. They had no flag, no name. But they came because of one thing: hope. Hope that the Empire could fall. Hope that humans, once hunted and broken, could rise again. Lyra stepped forward. "No more hiding. No more running. Today we take back what was stolen." Rel added, "We strike the Empire's heart. We bring down the throne." And for the first time in decades, warriors cheered under Earth's name. As the new alliance gathered, the Emperor's fleet launched. 10,000 ships. At their center was a black dreadnought, twice the size of anything the galaxy had seen. The Revenant stood at the front. The clone of Lyra moved to the edge of the deck. She didn't blink, didn't breathe. She just said one word: "Hunt." The battle began at the edge of the capital system. Rel's warship dropped in first, drawing fire. He darted between ships, destroying engines, scattering formations. Behind him came Lyra, leading the swarm of fast attack ships. The Empire was ready, but so were they. Every move the Empire made, Lyra predicted it. Every time Rel was surrounded, she was there to clear his path. But the real fight hadn't begun. Not yet. Then it came. The clone of Lyra, cold, ruthless, and faster than anything Rel had seen, appeared from the black dreadnought. She flew straight at the Shadowfall. Lyra met her in open space. The two ships crashed through enemy lines, firing non-stop. Then silence. Both ships powered down, pulling into a dead moon's orbit. They were going to finish it face to face. Rel wanted to help, but the battle around him was chaos. He had to hold the line. "Come back alive," he whispered. On the moon's surface, the two Lyras stood across from each other. One was human. One was machine. "You're just a shadow," Lyra said. "I'm what you could have been," Clone replied. "No, you're what they fear." They charged. Fists, blades, fire. It wasn't just a fight. It was Earth's spirit against everything the Empire had tried to create. And in the end, the clone faltered. Lyra stood over her, bruised but unbroken. She looked into her own face, cold and empty, and whispered, "I choose to be human." She walked away. In orbit, Rel pushed his ship into the heart of the dreadnought. The Emperor was there, waiting. A shield of energy blocked the bridge. Rel fired everything. Missiles, lasers, energy beams. The shield cracked. Lyra arrived seconds later. Together, they aimed their weapons. One final blast. The shield shattered. The throne exploded. And with it, the Emperor fell. The Empire's fleet broke apart. Some ships fled. Some surrendered. And across the galaxy, people rose up. The war was over. But the legend was just beginning. Final scene hook. On a quiet green world far from war, two ships landed in a field. Children ran to greet the warriors who stepped out. Rel and Lyra stood side by side, looking at the sky. A child asked, "Are the stories true? That you made the stars shake?" Lyra smiled. "No, the stars were already shaking. We just reminded them why."